Hey guys, I just wanted to address something really quick. Two things actually. One of them being training effectiveness, and the other being initial friendship gauge. Sort of just like as a, not really a rebuttal, but just sort of an explanation as to why I don't borrow SSR Sweep Tosho. It's something that's been recommended to me a lot because it has the possibility of getting straightaway spurt from its the first chain of its chain event. But not only is that random whether or not you get it, but it could also result in getting a mood down on top of missing. So not only do you have the possibility of missing, but it could actually actively hurt your run if you do. But beyond that, it isn't just that's not the only reason I don't like the card. The other reason I don't like the card is that while it's good at generating speed, it's not really good at generating much else because it lacks training effectiveness. And on top of lacking training effectiveness, it also lacks initial friendship gauge, meaning that in order to unlock friendship training with her in the first place, you either have to get charming from her wonderful mistake event, which is completely random. So you're gonna have tons of runs where you just never get offered this, or you have to babysit her friendship gauge in order to unlock friendship training with her. And what that means is that because she has no initial friendship gauge, you're often going to have to make difficult choices between a high quality training or raising her friendship gauge. Like let's say you have her on wit, but it's just her, but then you have 3 cards on speed and maybe like 2 unity trainings or 2 spirit trainings, I should say, and you're behind on her friendship gauge. You have to make a difficult choice between sacrificing that decent training in the early game in order to basically babysit her. So it in my opinion, it's really not worth it to run cards that don't have initial friendship gauge, just because it'll often put you into awkward situations where you'll either have to sacrifice really good trainings or you're going to be behind on their friendship gauge. And I just rather not put myself in that position. And another thing is, while, as I mentioned before, she's good at generating speed, but because she lacks training effectiveness, she's not as good at roaming. And what I need from a card, I don't need more speed from a card. What I need is more roaming utility. This is my current deck that I've been using now, and between Kitasan, SR Sweep, and Biko being my borrow, I can hit 1200 speed comfortably. So what I need isn't more speed. What I need is cards with training effectiveness so that when I hit my speed benchmark, which by the second Ari Makinen, you want to have like 1100 speed. And so I can do that with this support deck just fine. And so what I need is to raise my other stats. What I need is to get higher stamina, higher power, higher guts, higher wit. I don't need more speed. And Sweep is a card that specializes in generating speed. And she's awkward to use because she lacks initial friendship gauge. And so in order to generate speed with her, you have to babysit her in the early game in order to unlock friendship training. Whereas if you had a more even spread of initial friendship gauge like this, you have more of a freedom to just click whatever is the best at the time, because you're not going to have one card with 35 initial friendship gauge and another card with 0. Where it's like, well, I can't train with this one because I have to get this one to catch up with this one. And so it's a culmination of those factors are why I don't consider using this card. Like if you use her and you like her, that's fine. Like I'm not gonna necessarily tell other people like if they're having success with a card, because a lot of it has to do with like luck and RNG. And so if you have a card where like you just for whatever reason you perform better with that card, I'm not gonna tell you not to use that card, but I'm just explaining to you why I don't use it. And I also had Super Creek here just to give a sort of another demonstration as to the difference between having 1LB Super Creek and MLB Super Creek. I do not recommend underestimating the power of initial friendship gauge. When I first started playing this game, I watched a video where they basically warned people against pulling on Super Creek's banner, her banner with Tazuna, because the only thing that you get between 1LB Super Creek and MLB Super Creek is basically initial friendship gauge and not much else. But not only do you get a little bit of training effectiveness and a little bit more friendship bonus, but do not underestimate the power of initial friendship gauge, because not only is friendship gauge what ties into friendship training, but also it having higher friendship gauges gives you more freedom to choose the best possible trainings without having to worry about babysitting friendship gauges, because everything already has a decent amount of initial friendship gauge, so it isn't necessary. But anyway, I just wanted to give a quick, explanation as to why I don't use SSR Sweep Tosho, because I've gotten tons of suggestions from people like, oh, like you should use this card, it has a straightaway spurt as its first chain of its chain event. I'm good. Thank you for the suggestion, but I'm good. Like, if you want to do it, then that's fine, but I don't, for the reasons that I've already stated. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I have Mejiro Dober in my deck. I don't have her at MLB yet. I only have her at 3LB. When I finish my my SR crystal from I think you need 20 shards. When I finally get 20 shards and I can make it into an SR crystal, I'm going to use it on Dober. Just because I personally like Dober a lot. I'm gonna bring her up. I don't think her skills are that relevant, but I mainly use her because she's a wit card, and I'd like to have a little bit more wit. I mean, she has a couple of decent skills, and some decent events. 45 skill points, mood up, and 15 skill points or 15 energy, 10 energy, and then you can randomly get 20 energy and 15 stamina from this event. But basically, the reason why I use her is because at MLB, she has a wit bonus, 15% training effectiveness, 40 initial wit, 30 initial friendship gauge, and 4 wit friendship recovery. So she's basically she's a decent wit card if for long CMs when you only have maybe room for one wit card in your deck, and you don't have something like, I don't know, MLB Fine Motion or MLB SSR Nice Nature. Like, she's a really good budget option because of her 15% training effectiveness. She'll give you a decent amount of wit, but then also when she roams, she gives you a lot more value in other areas too. Like, she helps ensure that you get 1200 speed with only 3 speed cards, and she also ensures that you hit your stamina and guts benchmarks. And she might help you get a little bit more power, and obviously she's a wit card, and so she'll raise your wit a little bit too. But basically, when you only have room in your deck for one wit card, she's a really decent option just because she's an excellent roamer. And by herself, at MLB at least, she's decent at gaining wit too. I don't have her at MLB, unfortunately, but she's like my next goal as far as a stopgap between now and when I pull for Mr. CB. And so, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, just in case anybody is curious. And then I would use MLB Super Creek, but I don't have my own MLB Super Creek, and I want to borrow Biko. So I just use my MLB Manhattan Cafe, because she's the best stamina card that I have at MLB. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Peace.